How we doing, SoCal and beyond? You're watching SoCal Run Report. This should be episode 3. SoCal Run Report is your favorite weekly running show where you can get up to date with the state of running and the sport in Southern California. Basically for my eyes only. But yeah, at SoCal Run Report, you're going to get one of 3 things. You're going to get 1, a running journal episode, which is kind of like a summary, as we go, kind of story of just a workout I might do. If I'm feeling really lazy, you might get a treadmill workout where it's just kind of a POV, mostly silent, and just you can follow along as you go on a treadmill or at your desk if you feel like daydreaming. Or 3, this is the case of today's episode, you are going to get a route ranking. Route ranking is where I go somewhere that's pretty accessible to everybody, well-known, public, do the run, and then I will rank it on a rubric of 1 through 10 at the end to see where it stacks up with all the routes in Southern California. So today we are going to Tustin. We're going to run a place called Peters Canyon, which I've never been to before. And we're going to see how it stacks up. I chose that because, quite frankly, we're thinking about moving to that area and I want to see what running is like there. So afterwards, what we're going to do is we're going to do the ranking. We'll film a little out of the back of the car and we'll go get lunch somewhere and get a beer. So follow along. If you want to figure out what it's like to run in Peters Canyon in Tustin, California, then this is the video for you. So here I am, I made it, I parked in a school, which I don't know is ideal because I need to be able to set up the unofficial Anheuser-Busch studio setup for the rest of the episode. But we'll find out, we'll figure that one out. But it was very confusing to get here. Apple Maps took me somewhere that's only half a mile away as the crow flies, but it was 15 minutes away because you have to go this roundabout through this area. And I honestly, I could have parked there, but it was kind of like a horse people neighborhood, where there's the horse trail on the sidewalk. Those are not the kind of people that usually are amenable to the setup of the unofficial Anheuser-Busch studio parking lot boys setup. So I nixed that and figured I'd come down here, see if it was better. It is better. There are places, and even though you're not really supposed to park in the school parking lot, I see a lot of people who are clearly going up the canyon. It's a Sunday, nobody cares, right? So we'll figure that out. But in the meantime, I highly recommend using Google Maps to get here and not Apple Maps, even though I love Apple Maps. That being said, let's go get set up and get started. And with that, we're off. Let's have a good time. See you on the trail. So in last week's episode, I did a running journal, 5 miles. In real time today, that was actually yesterday. So as you know, I'm training for a half marathon, but it's all on trail and it's like 2,500 feet of elevation gain. So I told you last week, my strategy is to run consecutive days. So I'm doing 5 and 5 this weekend. That's what I'm doing. I'm on my second run, so I'm not going to be fresh. I'm already tired, and this is the trail with elevation. It's already a little bit of mud patches from the rain on Thursday. And as you saw back there, there's some porta potties too, a couple of little amenities, which is nice. But yeah, trying to get 5 miles done today. I'm about 3/4 of a mile in. It's pretty hot out, so. Hey, I'm here to talk about how is the state of running in SoCal this weekend. Shockingly good. You know, we had a storm, rained all day Thursday. I thought there'd be a lot more mud puddles and stuff. It's actually not bad. I think especially since this is canyon, it's pretty much all sloped. I think the water just kind of runs right off it. I thought it was gonna be hazy, but you know, driving here I could see Baldy and all the snow and all that stuff. It's really nice actually. But there was this weird haze and I was getting a little nervous. Didn't look like cloud cover. And now that I'm here, check it out. I mean, it's freaking clear. It's hot in the sun, it's exposed. It's really nice. I wouldn't go more than like 15 miles in this without water or anything, obviously. I would never do that anyway. But state of running in SoCal, top notch this weekend. That's a streak of one week streak. I don't know if you caught that, but there were horse people who went by. Really cool. This is such a multi-use trail. You got hikers, bikers, horse people. Check it out. We got picnic benches. There have been quite a few benches and picnic benches. It's been really nice. Need to take a quick break, which I don't. I just wanted to step aside, talk to you guys. Make sure you saw the horse people. I was questioning if I should turn around since we're at the halfway point. I just found a map, said we can just keep going, it'll be a big loop. I don't want to think too much about it because we're not thinking today, we're just doing. And whenever you're at a turning point, it's a good time to kick back, give a little words of wisdom. And since we are at basically the turnaround point, it's time for that. And it's run however fast you want, walk however much you want. Doesn't matter, just get the job done. And remember, don't ever forget to stop thinking. Those are my words of wisdom for today. That's enough thinking. Said, the parts of this trail are closed. I don't care. It's enough thinking for today. We're just gonna try it and see if we can bushwhack through and not give a shit. So, see you on the other side. Hey, do you guys know where the North Loop Trail is?
No, I don't, unfortunately. I don't know what it's called or the labels.
Yeah, it's my first time here. I don't know either. Thanks. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I asked a couple of young men if they knew where the North Loop Trail was, the one I wanted to take. Their reply, these guys are legendary. I don't know the names of anything. It's like, dude, you deserve to be watching my channel. You are someone who's not thinking. And then they just started running. I thought they were hikers, they're runners. It was like, hell yeah. So I just followed them and I ended up right on track. All good. Hey, one more thing I want to bring up. It's my affiliate product I can't live without of the week. This week it's Gutter sunglasses. someday trying to get them to be a sponsor of the show, but since it's only the second episode, that's not going to happen anytime soon. But Gooder is the best. Every pair is 25 bucks. You can buy them at Target now. They're like everywhere, or on their website. I recommend the website just because it's just fun. But I used to work there, disclaimer. It's a great place to work. Everything about them is just great. And they're a fun follow on Instagram too. So check the link in the description. I'll have a link to their website, their Instagram, and for those truly not thinking, an affiliate marketing link that will get me money if you buy them on Amazon. So click that link, make me some money. There you have it, guys. 5 miles done, 2 days in a row. That feels good. I don't feel too tired. I'll probably be sore tomorrow, but I'm gonna take a couple, 2 to 3 days of rest. Only run once during the week because I don't have a lot of time with my baby, my dog, and my wife. But that was a good time. So let's get back to the car. I'm gonna set up the Parking Lot Boys studio, unofficially sponsored by Anheuser-Busch, and we'll get into the rubric for Peters Canyon. Hey y'all, so I just got finished running that, which was pretty sick. The canyon, very cool. Yeah, I'd probably do it again. I mean, I think it's going to score pretty high on the test. But if you live in the area, I highly recommend it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, welcome to the Parking Lot Studio, sponsored unofficially by Anheuser-Busch. And we'll get right into the rubric. I mean, you spent enough time. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. So we'll start off with question 1, which is the safety dance test. Is this route generally safe? Does it have good lighting, low crime? Is it visible to others? Are there any major hazards? I would say, yeah, it's very safe. The city of Tustin is like the safest city ever, pretty much. Hold on. Yeah, city of Tustin's like unbelievably safe. And there didn't seem to be any homeless people, any craziness in the canyon or in the park. Yeah, it was like amazing. I don't even think the park's open at night, so there's not even really the possibility of going at night. I mean, I wouldn't. There's no lighting, you know. It's a canyon. There were some dogs though. A lot of like weird dogs, a couple dogs off leash, shouldn't have been, but didn't really bother me. I think this is an easy pass. Next is the ooh-ah test. Does it have engaging scenery, water, nature, city landmarks, history, anything like that? Yeah, scenery was pretty good. It wasn't the best. Honestly, some of the best scenery that I had today was on the drive here. But you know, once you get to kind of the top area of the canyon, you can see Baldy and kind of surrounding areas. It was really cool. I think it's not a huge pass. It's not like a must, insane, but it's a pass. So we're at 2 out of 10 already, or 2 out of 2, I should say. Test 3 is the stoplight test. Is this route traffic free or low stress? Is it most of it on dedicated paths, trails, or quiet roads? It's a pass with a caveat. Like, obviously you're not running into any stoplights. I didn't have to stop at any point to wait for a red light or anything, but there were a lot of people there, I will say. A lot of people. A lot of people with dogs, a lot of people with kids, a lot of like dodging that. But it wasn't that bad. I thought it would be worse. You know, reading the reviews online, which just goes to show you, don't think or believe anything you read online. People just want to complain. it wasn't that bad. There were a couple people with Bluetooth speakers, but at the end of the day, you're in Tustin. You're not in Yosemite National Park or the backcountry or anything, so it wasn't too bad. I think I would pass it. So we're at 3 of 3. That's really good. Question 4, is it a loop or efficient design? Is it an out and back or a loop? Does it require retracing? I'm gonna give it half a point for this. I got a little lost. There were some closed trails, etc. I did do a loop, but I would say 3/4 of what I did was just retracing my steps. But, you know, the fact that it's a canyon and the whole first half is going up and the whole second half is going down, that was enough of a variety for me. But still, I'm just going to pass it, put about half a point. Even though there were a lot of variations you could have done, you know, hills, offshoot trails and stuff. You know what? I'm gonna give it a pass, because just because I couldn't figure it out and I was acting like an idiot doesn't mean that other people can't, or I won't next time. So that's a pass. We're at 4 out of 4. Okay, question 5 is the climate change test. Does this route hold up well in rain, heat? Is there shade, drainage? It's not too muddy. You know, I was actually pretty surprised at how good it was. There was one mud patch at the bottom, but that's the bottom of the canyon where all the water's going to pool anyway. It was very easy to get across, and for having just rained on Thursday, I don't think I would run this in the rain, but it dried up pretty quick because it's all sloped. It wasn't too bad. So I'm going to give it half a point. And I will say it was pretty exposed. There were some opportunities for shade, but I'm going to give it half a point. So we are at 4.5 out of 5. Number 6, amenities nearby. Are there easy access points for water, bathrooms, parking, and start points? Or, you know, at the parking or start points, or post-run coffee and snacks? This is just a fail. As you saw, there were porta potties. That was pretty much the only amenity. The parking is whatever. I had to park like half a mile away. I'm actually parked in a school parking lot in a staff space, but because it's Sunday, I just assumed that'd be fine. But there's absolutely no coffee shops, restaurants, cafes, any place to drink a beer around here, which I'm gonna have to drive to like downtown Tustin to figure out. I think it's just the porta potty's not getting it done here. It's a straight up fail. So we're at 4.5 out of 6 now. Here we go for question 7. This is my favorite question. The parking lot test. Was it easy to navigate to the parking lot? Was the parking lot crowded? And what's the vibe for cracking a cold one after you're done? Well, judging by the fact that I am now drinking a beer in a school parking lot illegally, yeah, this is a fail. Parking was just street parking leading up. I will say there is a nice access trail, as you can see people running and biking behind me. Doesn't really make up for it. I still parked far away in a school parking lot where I wasn't supposed to park, and it did not feel comfortable cracking a cold one here. I mean, I'm like hiding it behind my little like mini cooler and kind of praying no one sees. But at the same time, I mean, there's no police or anything gonna come up here, so it's not a big deal. But it's a fail. This is an easy fail. So we're at 4.5 out of 7. So this is kind of up for grabs here. We'll move on to question 8. Variety in terrain. Does it offer some hills, flats, enough changes to keep things interesting, engage different muscles without being overly punishing? Yes, I think that's a pass. It's straight up on the way there, down on the way back. The terrain itself, I mean, it wasn't like forest, or it was all pretty uniform. I mean, there was one part where I went into these like willows on the willow trail where those guys had no idea where they were going and didn't care, and I just followed them. But there were enough offshoot trails and like big, I saw like a hill. I should have done it, but here's the problem. I was thinking too hard. I needed to be thinking less. I should have just been thinking about crushing as many vertical feet as I could. But yeah, there was a straight up hill. I saw runners running up, and they were like training there. It was pretty cool. I should have done it, but next time. I'll do it next time. That's I would say that's a half point, because it was pretty monotonous, but there were enough different things to do that it was okay. So we're at 5 out of 8. You know, if we don't score any more points, this is a fail. I should have explained. You know, 6 points out of 10 is debatable. 7 and above is certified awesome. And we're at 5 out of 8. All right, number 9. Is this route worth it to drive to from 45 minutes away? I drove here from 30 minutes away. And I think for that distance, I could have been better places. But if I lived here, this would be a mainstay and I would love it. But that's not the question. If I live 45 minutes away, no, I don't think it passes. No, I'm going to fail it. If you're 45 minutes away from here, even if you live in a city, I think there's just better places to go. You know, Laguna Hills, I don't know, probably even Chino Hills State Park if you're in the Inland Empire. I just think there's probably better stuff to do. Newport Back Bay. There's a lot of canyons in Orange County. I don't know. They were just too crowded. There were too many people. I think it's a locals thing. And I think the locals kind of want to keep it that way. So this is a fail. Dude, we're at 5 out of 9. So we're approaching, if we don't get this next one, it may not pass. It's route number 10, the Run Club test. Outside of logistics, drive time, etc., would I run this route again? Yes, I will be back here. Because I want to do more of the variety. I do like it here. I think even though there aren't amenities in the immediate area, there are enough in like the downtown that I kind of want to explore more. And it's just kind of a beautiful, safe area. I would do this again. Yeah. And if a run club met here and this was their weekly thing, I would join that club, 100%. The No Thinking Run Club, it passes that. So, all that to be said, that's a 6 out of 10. Hold on, there's a helicopter. It's a 6 out of 10. That puts it in debatable land. I would say I would lean on the side of it's certified awesome. But the last one I did, this is only the second time I've gone through the scoring test, was the Canyon Park in Costa Mesa. That scored higher. That was, I think, a 7.5. Certified awesome. So this scores below that. It's a solid 6 out of 10. It's pretty good. If you're in the area, you should definitely check it out and try it. Highly recommend. I had a good time today. I hope you did too. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Now let's go eat lunch and drink a beer in downtown, and we'll see how good it really is. That might be pushing it over the edge. I'll let you know. All right, we'll see you at lunch. Hey y'all, sorry, I've had some battery issues today and my battery died right in the middle of that last update. But yeah, going through Tustin, you know, I expected to find somewhere good to eat in the downtown and the old town, but there was nowhere that seemed like it would accommodate someone stinky and sweaty and dirty like me. So I was a little disappointed, but I ended up going to Board and Brew, which is a tried and true staple for me. I love Board and Brew, but you can kind of get it anywhere, including where we live in Costa Mesa. But yeah, anyway, Board and Brew is good enough, you know, and they had that Bottle Logic. Anytime you can get Bottle Logic on tap, that's worth it. You know, it's a little expensive, hard to get, and sometimes it's a little rich, but they had a double IP that was super good. Got its Hurcado and had a good time. Watched the football, and now it's time to watch my Rams play. Hopefully they can beat the Seahawks. I realize this is going to release a week after that game ends, but go Rams, baby. I hope they go to the Super Bowl. Hey, you guys, thank you for joining me for the run and for lunch. and for all my little discussion points. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next week. This has been SoCal Run Report. Have a good run.